Hi there. It's July 29th and time for Proverbs 29. I'll jump over there. Turn this off. Right. Now, this is the last chapter of Solomon's Proverbs that King Hezekiah's men copied down and transcribed for him. Do this. One who becomes stiff-necked after many reprimands will be shattered instantly beyond recovery. Destroyed and cannot be cured. Right. Some people, you ever met somebody who just never ever listens? Right? It will be shattered instantly. Okay. There's a bunch of righteous ones in here that we separated. So, when the righteous flourish, the people rejoice. But when the wicked rule, people groan. Right. Right. It's true. 3, a man who loves wisdom brings joy to his father, but one who consorts with prostitutes destroys his wealth. Yeah. True, right? By justice, the king brings stability to a land, but a man who demands contributions demolishes it. Right. Contributions, offerings, worship. Yeah. Just means something you don't have to pay back. Right? People do that, especially in government, right? 5, a man who flatters his neighbor spreads a net for his feet. Right. Setting a trap for yourself, right? There's a note over here on that. He that giveth ear to the flatterer is in danger as the bird is before the fowler. Right. Flattering is just lying to somebody, right? Smooth talk. An evil man is caught by sin, but the righteous one sings and rejoices. There you go. The righteous person knows the rights of the poor, but the wicked one does not understand these concerns. Right. Justice, rights. Right. What's it there? Regardeth not knowledge. Right. That they don't understand or they don't care. It says they don't regard them over here. Right? That's pride, okay? God hates pride. Right? If you're all into yourself and you don't care about others. Right? 8, mockers inflame a city, but the wise turn away anger. Right? Blessed are the peacemakers. Right? If a wise man goes to court with a fool, there will be ranting and raving, but no resolution. Plenty of that going on, too. All right. Rest. 10, bloodthirsty men hate an honest person, but the upright care about him. Right? Upright people care about an honest person. You're like an honest person. Right? 11, a fool gives full vent to his anger, but a wise man holds it in check. Right? Smart words don't fly out the handle. We'll touch on these again, too. 12, if a ruler listens to lies, his officials will be wicked. All his officials will be wicked. Right. And some people are very good at lying, too. 13, the poor and the oppressor have this in common. The Lord gives light to the eyes of both. Right. The Lord made poor, the Lord made the oppressor, the Lord made the rich. 14, a king who judges the poor with fairness, his throne will be established forever. Right. Be fair. 15, a rod of correction imparts wisdom, but a youth left to himself is a disgrace to his mother. Right? A rod of correction, spanking your kids, imparts wisdom, right? But if you leave them to themselves, they become a disgrace to their mother. 16, when the wicked increase, rebellion increases, but the righteous will see their downfall. Right? Righteous. 17, discipline your son, and it will bring you peace of mind and give you delight. Right? Right up here. A rod of correction imparts wisdom. Right? Discipline your son, and it will bring you peace of mind. Right? Without revelation, people run wild, but one who listens to instruction will be happy. Right? I'll highlight this part right here. Right? Without revelation or vision, right? Right? This is the Bible, okay? Listen to all your instructions are in the Bible, okay? One who listens to the Bible, reads the Bible, will be happy. You want to be happy? Read the Bible. There you go. 19, a slave cannot be disciplined by words. Though he understands, he doesn't respond. Yeah, some people are like that. 20, do you see a man who speaks too soon? There is more hope for a fool than for him. Okay. One who is, it says in James, quick to listen, slow to speak, right? There are people that are slow to listen and quick to speak, right? You blurt out something before you've even finished a sentence, cut you off, right? More hope for a fool than for people like that. Take that to heart. 21, a slave pampered from his youth will become arrogant later on, right? Right. Be just like one of your kids, right? 22, an angry man stirs up conflict, and a hot-tempered man increases rebellion, right? These people always seem to be at the head of these protest groups, right? The one screaming with the megaphone. And they're always angry. Why are they always so angry? 23, a person's pride will humble him, but a humble spirit will gain honor. Right? If you have pride, you'll get knocked down, right? Pride goes before a fall. That's what Solomon said. Right? But if you have a humble spirit, then you'll gain honor. 24, to be a thief's partner is to hate oneself. He hears the curse, but will not testify. When a call for witnesses was made public, anyone with information who did not submit his testimony was under a curse. You like that? You become a thief's partner. Right. 25, the fear of man is a snare, but the one who trusts in the Lord is protected. Right. You should only fear the Lord. You should fear man. Right. They can't take your spirit. They can't take your soul. Right. They can only harm the body. Jesus said that. Right. You should never fear man more than God. 26, many seek a ruler's favor, but a man receives justice from the Lord. Got that? And 27, an unjust man is detestable to the righteous, and one whose ways is upright is detestable to the wicked, right? Good guys hate the bad guys, and the bad guys hate the good guys. Pretty much simple. So there you go. Let's put all these righteous ones together. Okay? When the righteous flourish, the people rejoice. Right? An evil man is caught by sin, but the righteous one sings and rejoices. The righteous person knows the rights of the poor, but the wicked one does not understand these concerns. When the wicked increase, rebellion increases, but the righteous will see their downfall. Got that? An unjust man is detestable to the righteous. Right? One whose way is upright is detestable to the wicked. Right? Here's the righteous ones. And when we're done with this, we're going to put these all together. All the righteous ones in a single video. Right? It'll be a chapter unto itself. Right? What else do we highlight? 4. By justice the king brings stability to a land, but a man who demands contributions demolishes it. Right? You remember those old TV evangelists, or if you're old enough, in the 80s, my 80s and 90s were really popular. And all they talked about was contributions. Give us money. Give us money. We need money. Right? If you give me money, the Lord will bless you. Right? It demolishes a land, tears things down. And they all got in trouble too. So, but there is people, even politicians, who demand contributions, but demolishes a land, right? And that's what it does. The righteous one knows the rights of the poor. Wicked doesn't understand such concerns. Right? 8 is highlighted. Mockers inflame the city, but the wise turn away anger. Scornful bring a city into a snare, but the wise men turn away wrath. Right? You turn away anger. Can you diffuse that stuff when it starts? Right? Takes a special person to do that. If you're not that person, you should just leave. Right? 11, a fool gives full vent to his anger, but a wise man holds it in check. Right? His spirit. Right? Just keep scrolling, right? Just hold it in. Hold it in. Okay. 15, a rod of correction imparts wisdom, but a youth left to himself is a disgrace to his mother. Right? Spanking a kid makes them smart, right? And down here, discipline your son. Come on. Discipline your son, and it will bring you peace of mind and give you delight. Right? Otherwise, a youth left to himself is a disgrace. Right? Without revelation or vision, it says. You get that from the Bible, right? People run well, but one who listens to instruction, right? That's read the Bible. Back then, everybody didn't have their own Bible. They would gather in the church, and everything was in master scrolls, and they would unroll the scroll, and they would read the Bible to the congregation. They would read the words, right? Listening to instruction. Now we have our own Bible, so we can read it for ourselves. Do we? 20 is highlighted. Do you see man who speaks too soon? There is more hope for a fool than for him. Right? Maybe cut you off, doesn't listen. Somebody who speaks too soon doesn't listen, okay? And somebody who won't listen is not worth talking to. Okay? There's more hope for a fool than for him. 23, a person's pride will humble him, but a humble spirit will gain honor. Right? Everybody's after honor, okay? It's nice to be honored. All right? Pride won't get you there, okay? Pride's, look at me, I'm this. Pride, bragging, being conceited, okay? That's just going to bring you down, right? If you're humble and somebody else honors you, that's honor, okay? 25, the fear of man is a snare, a trap, but one who trusts in the Lord is protected. Right? The fear of man bringeth a snare. He that feareth man more than God falleth into a snare and is destroyed. Mm-hmm. There is no man you should fear more than God. Okay. And 27. An unjust man is detestable to the righteous. One whose way is upright is detestable to the wicked. Right? You wonder why you don't get along with these protesters? They're wicked. Right? They think you're detestable, and you think they're detestable. So it goes both ways. So there you go. That's Proverbs 29. Okay. I'll keep doing this. Tomorrow, we do Proverbs 30, which is my favorite chapter in all of Proverbs. It ties everything together and tells you what wisdom is, right? And how to use it. And the wisest man, one of the wisest men, Agur, okay? So we'll do that. Stay tuned later today. We are starting the book of Romans today, okay? Paul's letter to the Romans, okay? We finished Acts yesterday. All right? Paul's in Rome. And it kind of left it almost like a happy ending, right? They didn't tell you what happened to Paul. But it'll probably say in some of his letters, okay? It left actually, he lived in his own place and welcomed everybody who came. Lived there for a couple of years, right? Because you're waiting to, when you appeal to Caesar, you're waiting to go to Caesar. So, and it never tells us if he actually went to Caesar or not. But we're starting the epistles today, so that'll be cool. So give us a like, think about it, and tomorrow we'll do it again. See ya.